So in this video we're going to take another example of implicit differentiation. Okay, let's say we have this function. We have this function that is x cubed plus y cubed is equals to 18xy. How can we differentiate this function? How could we do that possibly? I think the easiest way I understand is implicit differentiation. Okay, just like the way I showed you in the previous video. In case you didn't watch, we just had an example of another example of an implicit differentiation. Okay, so the way to do it is going to be to differentiate everything with respect to x. So it's going to be d all over dx of x cubed plus y cubed is equals to d all over dx of 18xy. Okay, so now we have to find the derivative of this one, or actually basically the y prime. So we are going to do this implicitly. So first of all, we are going to differentiate x power 3, and that mark there show that I'm going to differentiate it, and then I have to also differentiate y cubed with respect to x. Put the mark over there, and then again I have to differentiate. Here we have x and y, both of them are functions that I need to differentiate, so I'm going to use the product rule. So it's going to be, first of all, I have to differentiate x, so it's going to be x prime times y, and then I add it again. This time I'm going to differentiate y, so it's going to be 18x y prime. So that's how to do it implicitly. We're using the product rule whenever we have x and y together, x times y, 18xy. Okay, so what we will end up here to differentiate this, we're going to get 3x squared. Okay, right? That's the derivative of x cubed. Then here, to differentiate we are going to use the outside inside rule. So first of all, we are going to differentiate. The outside is going to be 3y squared, and then now we differentiate the inside, which is y, so it's going to be y prime. Okay, that's the way to do it. Okay, and then that one we equalize it. Now we have to differentiate here x, you see, x, so it's going to be just 18y, because the derivative of x is just going to be 1. Then we are also going to find here the derivative of y prime, so I mean the derivative of y, so it's just going to be y prime. Okay, so it's just going to be xy prime. It's going to be remaining like that. Okay, I hope you understand. So now we are going to bring whatever that has y prime together, so it's going to be 3y squared y prime minus 18xy prime. That's all. And then we take whatever that doesn't have y prime to the other side. It's going to be 18y minus 3x squared. Now here what we have is, if we factor out y prime, y prime, so we can have 3y squared minus 18x equal to whatever we have here, that's 18y minus 3x squared. Then we're going to divide everything by this, so it's going to be 3y squared minus 18x. Here we are also dividing the same thing, 3y squared minus 18x. Okay, so because this is going to give us, all of this is going to give us 1, all of this is going to give us 1, so we can just remove it, so we have y prime equal to that. So our y prime is basically equal to this, and we can even further factor out 3 here because it's common, so it's going to be 3, so inside is going to be 6y minus x squared all over 3, it's going to be y squared minus 6x. Okay, so that is what we really got. So we can cancel this 2 by 3, 1 by 3, 1. So eventually what we have is this function that's going to be the derivative of this big function that we had here and that we were finding it is derivative implicitly. It is always, I think, it's always advised to use this method when you see it's going to be somehow hard to put the y away from the x, like making y the subject of the matter. Okay, when it's hard to separate the y from the x, it's always advisable to do it implicitly. Okay, to find the derivative implicitly. Okay. That's all for this video. I hope you liked it, and in case you didn't understand this, you could also try to see the previous example that we made about this. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed the videos, you enjoyed the channel School Online. If you really didn't subscribe yet, you may consider subscribing and also sharing with your friends so that they could also benefit from this. In the next video, I'm going to talk about derivative as a rate of change. Let's see how we could find the rate of change using derivative. So you may watch that video too. Thank you.